Well, good morning, folks. I hope this day finds you well. I'm going to cover a couple of things on what I'm looking for how to annotate and how to paraphrase. We went over this briefly in class with the iPad, and I showed you guys how to put it up into a photo and then write on it and make some notes and things. When you're annotating, I'm looking for how you are thinking through what it is that you're reading. It's a task that extends your ability to think, but it also shows me that you are either having a problem understanding something or that you understand something. So I'm going to start with showing you an example of my annotations from my copy of Macbeth. It's the same one that you're using. And what I normally do is I will have my colored pens and a highlighter. You can use whatever ones that you want. And starting with the packet, if you have printed it out, of course mine is printed out, but you can also do this on your iPad. So opening up here, showing you the same pages that you have, I do as well. So here's Act 1. When I'm annotating, I will find the things that I don't know and to draw your attention to certain things, like we looked at the archaic language last week, and the purpose of that was to get you in the habit of seeing words that you're not familiar with, but also understanding what they are. They're words that we don't use anymore. They're the Queen's English, but they can be a little bit difficult for us to say. So now you have a little bit more experience in seeing archaic language. So when I'm going through the text here, I'll make notes. I'll be asking myself questions like, right here, is this a war or a battle? When we talk about hurly-burly, you can't just skip over these words because they have a specific meaning that shares with other things that are going on in the text or that are coming up. I'll use different colors for different things. Sometimes I'll just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Today's a little bit rainy, so hey, I understand. I'll have made notes in here to talk to you folks about later on as we get deeper into the play, such as like inverted syntax here and things that I'll point out as we're going along in the text. I know it's long, I know it's tedious, but I think that each and every one of us can get through this here, and I really, if you don't understand what's going on, then you need to touch base with me. So that was the purpose of the question and answer section last week, to get you in the habit of, if you don't know something, you're going to have to ask, okay? So just showing you what annotations, what I'm looking for when you're annotating the text, and what you should be trying to do, because this is just good practice when you're reading along and you don't understand something. So I'll put notes in the column. I will circle things and I'll look words up if I'm not sure what they mean. For instance here, looking at alliteration and certain lines. Why does Shakespeare do that? Pointing out things that are just curious. Why does he call something like this here the rebel's whore? And I'll be putting notes over here onto the side. So as you can tell, there's a lot of notes that are going on here. For your exercise on today's lesson, I'm going to be having you identify in Act 2, Scene 1, a specific soliloquy. You can tell when you read through the text here that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth in particular have a lot of opportunities to just step out and talk directly to the audience, or you hear what they're saying. You just hear what their mental thoughts are. The audience can hear it, but the people on the stage cannot hear it. So you have something called an aside, and you have something called a soliloquy. So we're going to be looking and examining that more as we go on, but today's exercise is going to be annotating and paraphrasing Act 2 and 3, as well as identifying what the soliloquy means in Act 2, Scene 1. So again, this is an example of my notes, what they look like, and this is what I'm looking for you to do as well. If you don't have a colored pen or you don't have colored pencils, then you can of course use the annotation feature in your iPad and screenshot it and upload it to the assignment Dropbox. If you have any questions on what to do and how to do that, I would much rather have you ask me a question than copy something from Grade Saver or Spark Notes or Cliff Notes, because that to me is not you learning something, that's you copying something that somebody else did. Okay, so anyway, that's what's on for today. If you have any questions, you have any curiosities what's going on with this and what I'm expecting from you, please, please, please contact me via Remind or my email. I really have been on all day and almost up till 11 o'clock at night every night, so I understand that some people will work at night and do this and some people will work in the morning, and that's perfectly fine. Stay well and look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Bye-bye.